guys, so today I'm going to show you guys a back mount escape that is going to lead you right into an offensive position. So a lot of times when you escape back mount, there's a scramble that ensues, and again, you can end up in a bad spot even afterwards. And so I'm going to show you this. This has been really useful to me as far as escaping back mount and getting into a good spot. I've been showing it to my students a bunch this past month, so I'll show it to you as well. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Oh yeah. All right, guys, so we're in back mount again. This escape works to either way, either the top arm side or the bottom arm side. I'll go to the top arm side just for the first one here, and we'll set this up. So again, obviously protecting the neck, we always have to protect against the choke. And again, the one we have to be worried about is the top arm. That's the one that comes under that can come under the neck. So again, I'm gonna get in here and get my thumb in, lock it up, and elbows stay tight. This is a little detail here. When they're tight here, if I'm loose here, you can pull this arm out and go right under for a choke. I do this all the time. I'll switch back and forth. So it's important to stay tight so they can't just pull that arm out of there. Now let's say that we fall to this side or they put us on this side, okay? We're gonna begin to go. Now, a lot of times when I'm on this top arm side, I stay tight on this grip here, and I typically fight the hook here. So a lot of times I can do it really quickly. Again, you don't leave it down here for very long. Okay, but you can go here and just hold for a second, boom, move the leg up and over, and you get flat. Now, at this point, just a small detail, guys, you've got to be really careful because if you're tight here, I'm not going to be able to turn out, and you can set up an arm triangle choke from here. So you go ahead and start it up, like right there, good. So what I've got to do is I've got to loosen up this arm and kind of go noodly with it, okay? And I'm going to bring my face to my bicep, and I'm going to turn down so my elbow gets down to this point. At this point, Adam has lost mount or back mount, right? So a smart practitioner will typically start to try to transition to mount, okay? Now, when he does this, what I've got to be worried about is the hips here, and this is where the escape really shows itself. Is when we get here, we're going to focus a frame on the hips. Don't worry about the legs. I can push on the legs all I want to. He can still drive his body in, okay? But if I lock and get a frame against the hips here, drive in, boom. I got asked recently the other day, someone was like, what is a frame? He's like, I hear my coaches talking about frames. A frame is just like the frame of the wall, right? The frame of the wall is there to hold something in place. This is all this is. I'm pushing here, not to try to push him away, but when he drives into me, I'm pushing him so that he can't go forward, and then I can move into the position. Now, here's the offensive positions we're gonna play with it. It's an easy adjustment to go into the single X here. Okay, this is the one I typically prefer to go to just because there's so many options. You can start in single legs, you can go for leg locks, you can transition to X guard, do all kinds of stuff. But you can also easily, with the space here, go into a butterfly guard and begin to work up, trap, and then begin to butterfly sweep. And so again, it works a lot of times, right off that. So you can go for a single X or a butterfly sweep or whatever. But I'm just giving you the idea based upon focusing on the hips. So let's go to the underarm side. Okay. A little bit different. Typically, when I'm here, I'm trying to fight head position more. So again, it's a little bit harder to fight these hooks, and typically this hook's gonna be kind of up high anyway. So I'll start to work and get my head down. And again, sometimes you might have to do a little crunch action and get over top here. Like Adam was experimenting earlier with that. So from here, we're gonna drive our body down and get our shoulders flat. Once our shoulders get to the mat, right, this is when, again, he's lost the back. So he's gonna start to come up to mount. As he does, go ahead and start to come up, boom. I wanna turn and get my frame set up, and I'm on my hip. Now, if you do this right, back out for a second, you'll have literally just the side of your butt cheek here touching, and it allows our legs to move around very easily. So if he's got that leg here, I can easily, so drive into me here, so I'm out, hip escape, I make enough space in between his legs here that I can easily slide the knee through, put the top foot on the hip here, I can play single X, transition to X guard, whatever I want, or if we're in the position here, I can hip escape, bring the top knee under, and I've got my butterfly hook already set, and I can sit up and begin to go right into a butterfly guard. And one of the cool things about this, guys, is when you go from a position like this, go ahead and take my back real quick, Adam. This kind of stuff's really helpful because if you think about this, Adam right now is in a good spot, right? He's in a good attacking spot. He's thinking about, how am I gonna finish Chewy, right? So from here, when we defend, we break all this stuff off, we get free, whatever, shoulders come down. Again, he's still in a pretty good spot. Come on up. Now he's not in a good spot. Now I'm kind of in the offensive position right here, whether it be the single X or the butterfly. I'm now in the offensive spot. And a lot of times that messes with people. It messes with their cadence because, you know, you get into a sort of rhythm with your stuff. You're in back mount. You're thinking about choking, and then within less than 2 seconds, boom, they're going for a sweep. That's a lot of times messes with people's sort of rhythms and patterns that they get used to. Another place just to think about this, I'm throwing this to you because I know we do have some white belts out there. So again, Adam goes for a scissor sweep here. Boom, go. Okay. One of the things for all of those new guys out there, again, I know some of you, this is becoming a long video, but for some of you guys that are new, one of the things I teach my students is when you get swept, fight the sort of the thing to go, oh man, right here and lay down. It's a bad idea. As soon as you hit the ground, you want to be fighting. And again, the scissor sweep, this same type of position where they're coming up for mount happens here a lot of times. As he drives in, boom, frame, bring the knee through. And again, for that single X, the knee comes up through the middle, foot goes here to the hip. We lock and pinch. Don't let the foot cross over, otherwise you'll get called for that silly reaping. Okay, elbow, knee and heel are tight. We can grab ankle. We can go under style. We can grab a bunch of different grips, or we can go for our butterfly guard. So it's a basic idea with you guys today. So again, just thinking about it this way. In that escape, when you escape back mount, instead of trying to always, try to come up, sometimes you can, there's definitely ways to do that, but if you feel like they're coming up on top of you and you're gonna end up on the bottom, instead of letting them get to a mount or a really strong position, start to work and fight the hip position that they have, just like making that frame, pushing against their hips so they can't get close, making space, and then you've got an easy transition to single X, or go to butterfly guard. And again, if you're newer, again, if you're not playing those positions yet, you can easily get back to a regular full guard from that position. You just hip escape. Let me just show that real quick. So if he was here, I'm just gonna add this in, this is the addendum, right? So if some of you guys were like, hey Chewy, I don't use single X or butterfly guard, not yet anyway, right? Well, no big deal. You can easily hip escape and bring your legs through and lock up full guard. So if that's your thing, you can do that. So that is the video for you guys today. I'm finished. Hope that's helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, put them down below. By the way, guys, I'm trying to do these technique videos from the questions down below. So if you guys want to see a technique done, put them down there below, because it's easier for me to kind of go through those comments from time to time and then snap one of those comments up and make them into a video for you. So if you have a video or a request or a technique request, put it down below. All right, I'm finished. Adam?